Hi, all you cool cats and kittens. It's me, Nicole, Mesa Director. I am coming to you to chat about being the best you can be at online school. So, today we're going to talk about space. We're going to cover space, schedule, online learning, and how to stay motivated. So, let's get started. Do you find yourself looking like this when you're studying at home? You really need a workspace and a space that works for you. Uh, Work should not happen in bed. It should have its own space, and it might be specific to your needs. Maybe you have a desk in your bedroom that you can use. Maybe you don't, and you need to use the kitchen table and trade off with your sibling. Uh, or I know a lot of people, like Dr. Capes, have moved a table into their bedroom. They didn't previously have a desk, so they moved a table into their bedroom so they could have a quiet working space that is not your bed. So you definitely need a space for you so you can go from working in your bed to working in a proper space. You definitely have a lot of distractions probably around you. Netflix, social media, maybe you're in the kitchen and the dishes are piling up and your mom wants you to clean them. Um, but your space really needs to have the least amount of distractions as you possibly can. Uh, so try and think about how you can make that happen. For me, I've moved into what usually is my yoga space, and I've put away my yoga mats, and I've made a lap desk because I don't actually have a desk in this space. So I have a lap desk in this chair, and I'm able to do more work here. And then number one tip is that you need to leave your space when you're done working, so that you can create a home feel versus a school feel. So this room, I leave my computer in, I leave all of my notes in this room, and that way when I go to my bedroom, it's more relaxing and chill. Okay, so let's talk about schedule. Uh, I think a lot of people have really been relaxed on their schedule lately, and you do need a school schedule. One, get up and get ready. Do a daily ritual just like you would when you were going to school. I get up, I shower, I don't put on makeup anymore. That's why I got this filter for you. But I do get dressed, I don't necessarily wear what I would wear to work, but I change my clothes into more daytime clothes versus my pajamas. And then I'm ready for the day. Also think about commuting to work, or to school. That part of my day was missing. Usually I'm able to listen to a book, or a podcast, or like get, ready to go with my music blasting in my car. And I found that I was missing that. And so I've added that back into my life. So now, while I give myself a good 10 or 15 minutes of just like prepping for the day with music, or with something that I want to listen to, so that my mind's in the right mindset to get down to the tasks I need to get to. Uh, you really need to schedule. I think a lot of people may be doing watching videos instead of attending class. And you really need to schedule times, several days of the week and several different times, to do things for your course, just like you would in a face-to-face course. So, you have maybe go back to what your schedule is like on Monday, Wednesday from 12 to 2:30, you had math, and now you are watching videos for math class. Well, you should be going back and watching your videos from 12 to 2:30 on Monday, Wednesday. And spending time and making a schedule that works for you. So make sure you've set aside time for those face-to-face interactions, and also study time. You're still needing to learn the material in a class-like setting, and you still need to study and do homework in a home-like setting. So make a schedule that has those. Also, make a to-do list for each day. I find this really helpful. To make a list can help you stay on task. And when your mind and motivation start to wander, and it can help you feel accomplished when you get to check something off your list. And it can um, keep things on task for the next couple days. Maybe you didn't get something checked off your list today, and you can check it off tomorrow. Uh, Also, in your schedule breaks, especially a lunch break during the day to give yourself some physical distance from your work. And By taking a lunch break, I go down into the kitchen and I make myself lunch, and maybe I'll check social media at that time. Maybe I'll watch a 30-minute show, and that's totally separate from my work. And I schedule that time, and it makes me feel more refreshed and motivated to go back to work after that break. Also, in sleep schedule. I think a lot of people have been lax on their sleep schedule, especially being quarantined at home. You're able to stay up later and sleep in late. Get back to a more normal sleep schedule. Getting a good night's sleep means being more productive in the next day, which helps us do our best work and stay more motivated. If you're not doing your best work, your motivation decreases to keep going, especially if you're tired because you stayed up till 3 a.m. watching Netflix because you didn't have to go to school tomorrow, but you do have to go to school. And it does have work to get done. So go back to a better sleeping schedule. Try to get 7, 8 hours sleep. My personal self, I go to bed around 11 and I get up between 6:30 and 7 and have my morning routine before I go to work. Um, okay, let's talk about online learning. I think a lot of people struggle, with this and didn't have a lot of online classes before our COVID-19 happened. So, some tips I have for you are actively participating in class. Um, a lot of students are just watching videos and kind of reading their Canvas a little bit, but really you need to get back to that this is a full class that you need to participate in. So the ways you can participate actively are being participatory on all of the discussion boards. Make sure you go in and check in. Your professors are watching these boards to making sure that you are being active in their class. Raise your hand in your Zoom class. Ask questions, give comments. Use the chat function in Zoom if you're not able to speak. Use the chat function in your Canvas. These are all ways that you can actively be participating in class. Also, communicate with your instructor. As an instructor, I've noticed that a lot of my students have disappeared. The ones I normally chat with, they're at home. There's this physical barrier between us. Make sure you are visiting their office hours. Email them, Canvas message them. Just let them know that you're around, especially when they send out announcements. Reply to the announcement and say, "Oh, I got this. This looks great for me." Uh, Also, online learning tips, check your email and your Canvas daily. I think a lot of people weren't used to doing that, and just hearing announcements or getting a lot of information in person. Make sure you check those things daily. Also, studying online can be isolating, but there's no reason for that. With modern technology and the internet, there's so many ways to connect with people and your fellow students. So make sure you connect online. Do interactive study groups. You know, you can make groups in yourself in your own Canvas shell of your class. Um, you can also message other students in Canvas and ask them for study groups. Create groups on social media. Maybe you have a Facebook group or a Snapchat group about your math class. That would be a great way to communicate with all of your fellow students. And last, let's talk about motivation. I think a lot of people are very unmotivated to work at home. This was their home space. They were able to work online or at campus, and it's really hard to work online. So make your space motivating. Maybe put a banner up that says you can do it. Maybe put some light. For me, I make sure my window in this room is open so that I can hear the birds outside. There's more sun. Uh, and then accomplishing a goal or completing a project always feels great. So reward yourself. Celebrate the little achievements. You know, if you got your whole checklist done for the day, reward yourself. Have some ice cream out of the freezer. Watch an extra Netflix show, and but save all that stuff till the end so you can reward yourself when it's done. Finishing an assignment or finishing an exam is definitely something you should be proud of, and you should be celebrating it with you, even if it is something small. So, those are good ways to stay motivated. So, remember, check your space, make sure you have a schedule. Think about ways you can engage in online learning with your professors and your other your fellow students in your classes, and really try to stay motivated. Okay, see you next time.